Hi guys, this is Ruchi from Easy Peasy Gardening. This is springtime and this is the time when everybody is frantically planting all the vegetable and flower seeds. Now the issue comes when the outside temperatures are still cold, so you can't plant the seeds directly outside. So you plant them in seedling containers indoors. But then, how do you make sure that they stay in humid conditions and when they start to grow, they get enough sunlight so that they grow strong and healthy? So most of us don't have enough space inside the house where you have enough room to keep all your seedling containers and with grow lights and whatnot. For home gardeners, they're just trying to do it as a hobby. So it's very hard if you had 10 different vegetable planters that you wanted to start indoors. How do you keep them? So you have planted your seeds in these seedling containers, but when you are growing them inside, you want to make sure they stay in the humid conditions. They stay warm inside, but how do you keep them in humid conditions? So for that, very often I just wrap them in this kind of clear plastic bag. You can see, all the water that evaporates from the container, it stays inside and it kind of creates humid conditions for the planter or the seeds. So, which is good, but in some cases, what happens is that you will see white fungus developing on the soil. So, even if this plastic bag was loosely placed, there's not that much air circulation happening here, and the fungus develops because of the moisture. So, that's not good. And then the other thing is that once the plants start to grow, like for example here, I have 4 different seedling planters, and in this one I can see 1 and 2 seeds germinating. Now I can't keep them inside, because if I keep them inside, then they'll become leggy because they'll be looking for light and they'll become too long and they'll not be healthy. So I have to bring them outside in the daytime. So I use in a tray or something where I'll just carry it outside, and at night I'll carry them inside. And the third thing is that when I keep my planters like this inside, and if I spray them with water, the water kind of scatters all over the place, and I have wood floor, and sometimes I worry that the floor will go bad. So recently, I discovered a better way of growing the seedlings. I realized that keeping my containers in a big plastic box like this is really helpful, because then all these containers, they can fit into this. I cover it like this and they stay in humid conditions, and because the volume of this container is big, the chances of fungus developing is very low. And then when I water it, all the water that spills around it, it stays within this container, so my floor doesn't get wet. And when the plants like this one has started growing, I just bring this whole container outside in the sun, and then in the evening I take it back in, and I can even stack these containers on top of each other at night. So this one has all these seedlings growing very nicely. If I leave them outside, they'll not grow well because the temperatures are still cold. If I just leave them inside, then they'll become leggy because they'll be looking for sunlight. So I have to bring them out in sunlight. So if you have grow lights inside, when the plants start to grow, you can put these under the grow light and that will be fine. I don't have that much space inside where I can put these plants under grow light. So I just bring this whole container outside and leave it out in the sun, and at night I take it back in, and you can see, the plants are so healthy. My beans, cucumbers, and gourds, they are all growing very nicely, and it's very easy. I just cover it up, take it inside. In the morning I bring it outside once they start to grow. When the seeds have not germinated, they can just stay inside and they'll be just fine. So if you cover the lid, then you have created the humid conditions inside this container. Fungus will not develop because there's a lot of air here, and once I leave the lid slightly open, so it creates humid conditions, but it's not airtight. The water doesn't spill on the floor, and it's easy to carry inside and outside. So I thought that I'll share this with you. I really found this helpful, and these kind of storage boxes are available everywhere. So the dimensions of this box are 1.5 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot depth, and it works beautifully for me. So I hope this information was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.